Now these are the background colours that I think I'm going to use. Not absolutely sure yet, but I'm going to start with the 230, that one, and then we'll add them as we go. Now 230 is a great colour. Let me just show you, put those to one side and show you how we start this ball rolling. Now that and that is going to be the same colour. Now that is a problem. So let's get that straight away. Now what I'll do here is I'll leave just a little bit of white there to decide how I'm going to play that. Now that comes up around here and there. What you've got to look at the contrast between the subject and the background. Now I can either make that background darker there, or I can make the shadow of the animal darker. Let's come in here like this so that we kind of start the ball rolling for the hair that's going to come out there. Now this is where you'll create a lot of dust. And what you do, use your finger. And we've got all of that in. Like that. If you can't get close enough with your finger, use the colour shaper. You see what I mean now? I'm going to put a bit of pink on there because these are the colours that I've thought about using. Well, that's not bad. Now you can see what I've got to do. I've got to make that darker. So let's do that. Down with, this is with the 233. You can't really finish anything like this until you've got the background sorted. Now it's how dark do I make it? Well, you've got to decide at this stage. I think it's the only area. I can't see another one. No, the top of the head's going to be okay. Now, that is quite dark, isn't it? It's much darker than the picture. So what I've got to do now is also create the dark here as well. You haven't got any choice, you've got to make it work. You've done a lot of work here. And it's a lovely picture. So it's going to spoil it if I don't do this. Now what do I use? Colour shaper, I think. Come in here. Oh, this is scary, isn't it, folks? It doesn't go through my mind now, but when I first did this kind of thing, I used to think, all that work I've done, and now am I going to ruin it? Well, the answer really was simple. You'll ruin it if you don't do it. Therefore, you're stuck into doing it, but you'll see in a minute how we can get away with that. Blow the dust away, use your finger. May mean I've got to do some more work there. That's not bad, is it? Just one thing I've noticed there, and I don't think you can pick it up on the screen. That was my original drawing there, so I've overrun that. So, what we do, let's go back to where it was originally. come quite close to that edge. A little bit of pink into there as well. Colour shaper. Finger. And there you go. Like I said, you wouldn't do it any other way, would you? That looks great. And then we've got lots of whiskers and things to come in there as well. So that's the answer to that. I've sorted that. I haven't sorted this out yet, though. You think you have, but you haven't. That's got to be, because it was dark originally, I've got to make that just a little bit lighter. Again, pastel pencils and the right paper, and you can play all you want with something like this. There are limitations, of course there are, but once you know what they are, you can go happily along. More colours going in here. It's not just the white and the pink, but I like the pink very much, and obviously the grey works. So leave it with me. I won't bother to come in again. I'll just go all the way around with that, and then I'll show you. And I'll show you the pencils and present them to you as I start to use them. But I'm not going to overdo this background. It's going to be fairly simple. Okay, now we've got some decisions to make. This is a colour I've used quite a lot in the picture. So what I want to do is to just do a try out here. And I want some down here too. I want to put a pink in, a much stronger pink than I did before. This is 132 Faber. But what I want to do is gradually put a darker colour up here. Like this one, 233. And what I'm hoping will happen is we'll get a nice transition through the top to the bottom. I can't have it too strong down here though because of the chin. So I'm going to turn it round. Now it looks a lot on, but it's not. So let's just see what happens when I blend it. Oh no, that's nice. You never know, you see, until you actually put it on, whether you got it right, but that does look good. It should be okay because I've used it in the picture. And I think we can make it even darker up there. I've got to be careful here. What I might have to do is use the colour shaper just to go around the, push it into the edge. You've got to be careful you don't get a halo around the nose. I think I've got that all right. So now I'm going to put those all over. Now remember, those are the colours I used, and the pink. You didn't see very much of that. Let's put a little bit more of that on. It purely because I put it in here. It's this colour in here, but it's about the same tone as the 230 I put on, except slightly more earthy. That's that. Now let's just check that again. What did I do? This one, the pink. And this is the one that I was a bit concerned about, but I'm sure it's going to work out really well. You look at that and you think that's never going to rub in. But I've always been very surprised when I've done this, how well the pastels blend, as long as you're careful with your choice of colour. And this one, 233, is the dark one. What I want to try to do is get some dark against that top of the head. I've got a feeling we're going to want a little more pink in there. Now look at that. You wouldn't believe that that is going to end like that, would you? I'm going to have to go back over the top of the head and all these hairs, but that's going to look good, fantastic when we finished it. So there's my contrast with the top of the head. We'll turn it around in a minute, we'll have a look at it. I think it's good too. Oh yes, it is. I haven't got that quite right though, have I? That needs to be softer. And now I think I'm using my finger, and I must be touching the top of the head. That's not a problem because I'm going to go over later, and that's better. That's very pretty. Do I want any more? I think I probably do. Maybe in the corner. I certainly don't want anything darker than that. Put some pink in. And do I want any more? I think we'll leave it that for the minute. Let's try it. It's best to do this in stages. That's what I was looking for, depth. Lovely. That's perfect. So I'm just finishing it off. No need to see me do any more. I'm still a bit concerned about that. What I can do there actually is something quite clever. I can bring back 230. Okay, right up close there, and then bring that back like that. It doesn't then look like a halo round. That's got it. A little bit of work to be done here. That's where I caught it with the pencil. There we are. No, that's fine. Yes, I'll do. So the colours I'm using, once again, just to tell you what I'm using a little bit of ivory. All of those. I'll list them anyway for you. I've already put that on, and I've already put that on. I won't need those two again. So I should finish off with these. And I'm just debating here. This is another little area that I'm not sure about. Again, I can do one or two things. I can either leave it light, like I got there, and make it dark, or I can keep it light. So let's just, before I leave you and finish this off, let's just do that little bit. I'm thinking that idea. Now this doesn't work. What can I do about it? Well, I still can actually rescue it if it doesn't. But what I'm looking for is that. And when you see it, I think finish, you'll understand. But I've got to come from here. I can't just suddenly do it at the end. I've got to creep up on it. Let's see what that's like. I like the idea. Trying to colour shaper. I think we're okay, because I've got it dark on this side, like that, so I might have to work on this a little bit now, so it doesn't look foreign. I think that's okay. Let's see what we can do with the white now. This is artistic license, folks, because this is not like that on the picture. It's good though, isn't it? And I can bring it in here, but I can bring it just so far so it doesn't actually reach the end there. I definitely like it over here better though. So that means what I've got to do here is I'll have to do this before I leave you too. You see that colour there? Well, I've got to create that, but not make it quite so dark. Or I can make it darker on the corner and then come out light. The corner can be a little darker. That's really nice, isn't it? Maybe a little bit of ivory in there as well. Well, that's good. This is getting there. But what I shall do here, I think, is I shall more individual hairs like that. Now that would be rather nice to swing that. Round like that. Perhaps even anyway, I can play with this a little bit, but you're getting the idea, and I think it's working quite well. That's better. That's what I was looking for. See, when you leave it and you come back, as I have done a little while, you see it better. And that's much nicer now. What I did before, I used the ivory here. So let's do that again. One wrong move with the pencil, which I've done there, but we can get out of it. I like that. But up here, it's going to be a lot darker. I can't do any more of that because I haven't put the colour up there, which I shall now do. So I won't hold you up anymore. Let me just finish this off, and then we'll look look at it again. At the moment, I'm pretty happy with the way it's gone. So I think that I'm going to leave that alone, and we put all the whiskers on, and then go over. I'm looking forward to that, putting all the finishing touches to it.